Hey guys, just letting you all know that my friend SIBER has some new merch out. Yes, he has some new merch, and it's all going to help with the COVID-19 stuff that's going on right now. Spreading the word about it will mean the world to him. All the proceeds for all the stuff that is being bought here goes straight to a charity. This is in aid to fight the COVID-19 stuff that's going on right now, which is crap. Any support that you give, even by sharing, like I said, will potentially mean another quote-unquote customer. So that means more money will be going to the charity in aid to help the coronavirus, and giving everyone PPE, so personal protective equipment like masks, gloves, and all that. Yeah, so that's about it, and let's get into today's video. Hey guys, this is kind of a weird one to be watching because I don't make anything like this whatsoever, but this is a special occasion. Because not too long ago I was on a good friend of mine, Jacob Blissett's Power Networking stream, and we got talking, and he said about how he liked Sonic 3, and in his childhood that was one of his favourite games. I'm not going to say why because that goes into personal details, but he explained to me why he liked it, and that made me feel like I need to make something like this, because I don't know if he knows that there's so many different types and versions, like unofficial versions and official versions of this game, which can be a complete package or not a complete package. And like I said, this is going towards, the main reason why I'm doing this is for Jacob Blissett's, I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. Me being British, I can't speak properly, so I don't know. Hopefully I'm getting it right, but this is dedicated to him because one, he's been putting so much work and effort into helping communities thrive and his own communities thrive that I thought I needed to do something, because that's what I'm like. When I think of something that I feel like could help someone, I need to do it. Even if it is as mundane as a video game and the Sonic series, I still feel like I need to do it. So this is what this video is. We're going to go through different versions of Sonic 3 and which is the best one for Jacob himself, and two just for everyone out there, because I might as well say what the best one overall is. And that we will cover Sonic 3, obviously, so that's Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic 3 Complete, the Sonic 3 and Knuckles collection on PC, which isn't that great, I'm telling you that right now, and Sonic 3 Air. We're going to go through each and every one of them. Sonic 3 and the Sonic and Knuckles collection on PC will be really sort of short, because one, you already know about like Sonic 3, or it's just there's not much to talk about it in terms of this is a good one to pick like all the other choices. So obviously I can't do this on my own, because when have I ever done anything on my own? So obviously I need some amazing people to join me on this challenge. I mean, it's not really a challenge, but I can think of a better word. So today I have ULTRASONICHERO, I have Matt from the McGuinness Experiment, and KJ Tails 12. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
From alphabetical order?
I said from the order I said.
Oh, of course.
Well done.
You know what? I'm going to keep this bit in, just this little bit. I feel like, you know, any VC with our slot, this always happens.
What is going on, everybody? I am ULTRASONICHERO, a professional voice actor, music composer, gamer, and the creator of Marks the Hedgehog.
What about you, Internet? Matt McGuinness here, the creator of the McGuinness Experiment, a weird YouTube show where I review stuff with my puppet Reggie, whom should not be talked about. I'm a fan of Sonic, voice actor, and pretty much do stuff to please my subscribers.
Hey guys, KJ here, or KJ Tails, whatever you like to call me usually. I have a YouTube channel, I do a lot of art, a little too much art, to the point where it's kind of sickening and kind of toxic for my own health. But hey, I enjoyed doing it, so it's all good.
These are the amazing people that should be collaborating with. And if this doesn't become a train wreck, I'll be very surprised. So obviously we have to start from somewhere, and that somewhere is Sonic 3 and Knuckles, released on the Mega Drive, or Genesis for you people in the US. This was the third game in, or quote-unquote third game, but we can't see them because that was technically the third. Yeah, anyway, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles were meant to be the same game, as I'm sure you're all aware, and when you put Sonic 3 onto the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, by the amazing power of lock-on technology, you get the whole experience that is Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which was the original game, because Sonic 3, even back in the early days, like late 90s, the game was rushed, hence why it had to be cut up into 2 segments. But alas, you know this whole story, hence why you're here. You want to hear about all the different versions that we're going to talk about today, and talk about which is the best version. So, you're probably thinking, well, it's going to be on one of the best versions is probably going to be on a completely different platform. And that's where you're wrong, because there is this amazing ROM hack out there called Sonic 3 Complete, which aims to provide a much improved variant of the original game with like so many new features to count, but keeps the original levels and gameplay like exactly the same. Like you have different versions. You can, on this one ROM, you can have Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, or the combined experience of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It has a close the concept is very close to how a later version we're going to talk about, the Sonic and Knuckles collection, like works. But again, this is for the Mega Drive, which is kind of crazy to think about. It has all this packed in on the same console as the original game came out on. The main features is some bug fixes, you know, the original zone order rotation, you can change the rotation of the zones to the prototype or the original, and the whole design of it is just tweaked slightly. Because you have the original audio and the visual style for the whole game compared to some altered stuff for the PC collection a few years later on. You also have a really cool cutscene. If you're playing the whole game, you can have a cutscene that is basically the title screen from Sonic and Knuckles, but without Sonic and Knuckles in the title, so the Death Egg crashing. That's in between both stories, which I think is a really nice touch. So, if someone wants to take it away, you're more than welcome to.
Sonic 3 Complete is what you would call the good shit.
Exactly. It's a quality ROM, and it kind of astounds me that it works on the original console that the original game was on. It's kind of crazy. That's how far we've come.
Sonic, if we're just thinking about Sonic 3 and how much has happened with the game, it's honestly kind of surprising how much the fans really do care about this specific game.
Yeah.
And how much nothing has really we know we won't probably ever see it get re-released. So the fans are doing the most they can with the game and trying to get it as to the best quality it can be in.
Yeah.
Because we already know Sonic 2 and Sonic 1 and Sonic CD have all gotten the treatment of what they deserve.
Yeah.
But we have never seen Sonic 3 get the same treatment as what it deserves. And I'm really happy that over time the game is starting to really, truly shine.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the only times that off my head, this is off my head now, that I can think of that the game has been re-released is on the Virtual Console in some areas, and the Tiger Electronic System, which I know, Jacob, you'll probably have heard because you would have seen them everywhere in America. Like, they were everywhere in America, so I wouldn't be surprised if you know what that is. There'll be a picture of it up on the screen now. Them things were crap, they are garbage, but they sold units because at the time, you know, it was cheap handheld that you could get multiple different versions of. Compared to like the Game Boy, the Game Gear, the Atari Lynx, you know, they were expensive systems, and for a small kid, in their mind, you could just say, well, you can get a console game on a handheld for like 20 quid cheaper than a Game Boy or a Game Gear. You know, it's, in their mind, it's a no-brainer. So I'm sure you would have seen them around like everywhere in America. Is there anything that you guys want to say or about Sonic 3 Complete, or even the original Sonic 3 itself?
Well, I have something to say about the Sonic 3 Complete. There's one thing which I'm surprised nobody's brought up yet, and I'm also surprised you haven't brought up, Gam, which is the level of customization that you have within Sonic 3 Complete. Because many people, myself included, have little tiny problems with how Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles, or indeed both, are presented or how things just are within the game. For instance, if you don't really like how Sonic's main sprites appear, you can go onto the customizer website and you can change the aesthetic of Sonic to look like his Sonic 1 or Sonic 2 counterpart. You can change the shield art to be like that of, you know, the original boring shield as Cybershell described it, but you can get it to the original blue shield, or you can just use the old monitor art and stuff like that. There are menus, sub-menus within the ROM, which allow you to change things as you see fit, like music, level design choices, heck, even Sonic's abilities are up for changing. There are the Sonic Jams, easy, normal, and difficult modes, which allow you to play the game, you know, just the way you want it. Just make the game as comfortable, to make it more comfortable for you. If you want it to play a certain way, you can do that. You can change it to your heart's content, and it'll still feel like Sonic 3, just a bit more personalized and modified in a way. And the sheer amount of coding and development that is needed to do that is phenomenal, and I really think the team should be sort of applauded for just what they were able to get away with.
It's insane how much customization is in that game. Because even along with all of that, you can even add abilities, like take away abilities as well, because there's even like this whole Sonic 1 mode where you can't spin dash. There's a Sonic 2 where you can only have the spin dash. There's a super peel out. Like, if you think of something, I'm sure it's on there. It's insane how crazy and well done. It's not like it's the fact that they decided to make a whole menu system in the game, like make it look nice, make it properly functional, and add all these different settings and options. It's kind of crazy to think about. Compared to some of the later stuff we're going to talk about, especially the last thing, this ROM hack, whatever you want to call it, always will hold a special place in my heart, because it is literally one of the most complete versions of Sonic 3 out there, and it's free. Literally all you need is a Mega Drive / Genesis emulator and the ROM, which you can find anywhere, like Sonic Retro, or even if you just search it up. I think they even have a website. Like, this thing has been like built so well because I think it started in it started in 2009, and like they completed it. Funny pun. Completed it in 2013, which is insane. And again, this is for a ROM hack, and there's so many different builds of it because they were just coming out, bringing build after build after build to see like people's input on it, which I think is amazing. And now after that, talk about Sonic 3 Complete, which is amazing. And if you don't want to get the last thing we're talking about, this is definitely one of the best versions to go out and get, because again, it is free. So yeah, this is a great ROM, and I highly recommend it. So now we're going on to something which I highly don't recommend you play, because and that is the old Sonic and Knuckles collection for the PC. This game, like this game is, for the time, was decent. Like, this was late 90s PC, so they weren't powerful, they weren't built really for gaming at all. Like, they had specific games for the PC, but console gaming was still supreme over the PC. So having a platformer, like a fast, speedy platformer like Sonic, be really well, in my opinion, transformed into a PC port of the game, I think they did really well. But the issue I have with it is the controls at some points just aren't faithful. There are a load of bugs and glitches in this which weren't present in, well, some of them that were present in the Mega Drive original, but there were some that were new to it because of this PC port. And the main reason why most people despise this version of Sonic 3 is because of the music alone. Because, as you know, every Sonic game, or nearly every Sonic game, is known for their music and their soundtrack, and Sonic 3 has one of the most memorable soundtracks out there, just for its funky beats, uptight tone. You know, it conveys emotion extremely well, and it's a 16-bit chiptune OST, and it conveys stuff brilliantly. When you move that over to late 90s MIDI, it throws everything out of the window. Like, there are you know, there are some okay tracks from that, but MIDI is not a good format. I think everyone can agree with me on that, where it's not a good format whatsoever, and especially if you take in the funky bops of Genesis sound font and trying to pull it into MIDI, it doesn't like transition like at all well. Like, the melody's still there, it's not the same music in my opinion. And that kind of does hold true, because the music is different. It's a completely different soundtrack than the original Mega Drive / Genesis release. And you're probably thinking, well, why is that? Well, it hasn't been officially stated, but everyone agrees that it's the most likely candidate, and why. Michael Jackson worked on the Sonic 3 soundtrack. He created some melodies for it. He helped inspire some of the music from the game. That's why when you look up on YouTube, there are so many mixes of Sonic 3 music and Michael Jackson music, just because they mesh so well, because he did design and make some of the songs. But because of the whole Michael Jackson thing that I'm not going to go into, happened in the late 90s, where he was, let's just say he wasn't as popular, Sega had to act and get rid of all of his branding on the original games. That's why you don't see his name pop up whatsoever. But when it came to the PC port and release, they had to strip back all of the music, or most of the music that Michael Jackson had an influence on, which is about 95% of the soundtrack. They had to rip it apart I'm guessing for legal reasons, and they had to make their own songs. But that's what everyone thought before 2019, because on a slight different note, the funny thing is that a prototype was leaked out, and what music did that prototype have on it? Only the songs from the Sonic and Knuckles collection, which means before Michael Jackson had an influence on the Sonic 3, it did already have a soundtrack ready to go beforehand. So that means the Sonic and Knuckles collection on PC had the original soundtrack, but in MIDI form, so it's you know. But you know, the game is still not the best port whatsoever. It's really hard to run on modern PCs. Like, the only reason I'll tell you to go out and get this is if you're a collector. Like, there's no reason to get this whatsoever. So the final version of Sonic 3 that we are going to talk about and look at is Sonic 3 Air, or Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. This is a mod, I guess. People call it a fan game, but in my eyes it's a mod, which is aimed to be an enhanced port of Sonic 3 and Knuckles for the PC. But the really cool thing about this project is that it's built off the original Steam release of Sonic 3, which isn't anything amazing of itself. It's literally just your basic box standard port without any, you know, add-ons or anything like that. But when you add Sonic 3 Air to it, this is a whole nother like ballpark. It has 16:9 support, constant 60 FPS gameplay. So that for us, like people in the UK, you can't get that unless you run on an emulator or you have an imported Mega Drive, because our games ran at 50 Hz because of the way everything was hooked up back in the day. So the 60 FPS is amazing. It has a new time attack mode, as well as bug fixes and minor gameplay tweaks, which 3 and Knuckles collection just didn't have. It's an amazing package, and again, the mod itself is free. Like, you have to buy Sonic 3, but the mod itself is free. Like, the controls are 100%, because again, it's based on the port that was made by Sega. The graphics alone, you have different versions. You can have smooth graphics. Don't know why you would do that, because pixel art, in my opinion, looks awful when it's smoothed. You can have like really sharp, so you can make the pixels even sharper without any blur effect from the originals. You can have screen filters, like I think sharp, soft, and a CRT filter, which is really cool. Music, which is amazing. There's like remastered music of the original, as well as the prototype music from the original Sonic 3 prototype. It's really, really awesome. And along with that, you have modding. So that means anything from character mods to gameplay mods to music mods, hard mods. Anything is it's endless, because again it is still technically early days for this. And the last thing I'm going to say is that this version, like Sonic 3 Complete, also included new abilities like the drop dash, you got super peel out, all the other stuff Sonic 3 Complete had, as well as a new Tails and Knuckles mode, which I think is really cool. And just the whole package in general, in my opinion, is the definitive Sonic 3 experience, in my opinion, just because everything is there. So Jacob, if you're still listening to this, this is the definitive version of Sonic 3 that money can buy. And all you have to do is buy the original game. This is free. And because of mods, there's bounds and bounds of content to come, because again, this is the Sonic fan base, and when there's a moddable official game, we go ham on that game.
To be quite honest, Sonic 3 Air is way better than Sonic 3 Complete by a number of factors. The fact that it runs in widescreen and is consistent with its frame rate and some of the graphical effects that it can do, and the fact that it uses the original game as a shell from which to add stuff to. It's really great, and you don't get as much changes to add to it like you would do in Sonic 3 Complete. But it's still an enjoyable experience, and you get things like the drop dash, which is not going to be ported into Sonic 3 Complete to the best of my knowledge. That might be this phrase I just said might be dated within a couple of years, we don't know, but most likely it won't be added in. And overall, I'd recommend you get that one purely because it's new, and you can mod it, which is absolutely amazing. You can do all sorts of different things with it. You can't make a full-on mod of it just yet, but it's looking like you will be able to do that in the future, and I really can't wait to see what mod potential is made for it. But it's a lot superior to Sonic 3 Complete in most regards, I would say.
I'm just going to leave it open to KJ and Ultra here to see if there's anything that they want to say about it, compare it to the original or any other releases we talked about, or anything they just want to bring their opinion up upon. So take it away.
So what I truly think about Sonic 3 Air, I consider this to be such a really good game. It kind of feels like a reboot of the game, but I have to say, it looks pretty darn good. The thing that I actually noticed that when you play a special stage, the loading time, it doesn't take that long to load, it just takes within half a second. Because back in the old days when you get to play special stages on Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles, the loading time would usually take roughly about 2 to 3 seconds.
Okay, cool. KJ, you wanna add any opinions, what you think of the game? Because I know you said that you had a lot to say about this particular pack, as you will.
Yeah. Well, let's start from the good old days. So actually, right around the time of 2010 stuff like that, I got Sonic Mega Collection, and the first game I actually put on my collection was Sonic 3. And Sonic 3 on there was not the best, in my opinion. And as even from here as a child, I didn't complete the game because I just felt like it was too slow, it was really messy, it just wasn't a good port of the game, in my opinion. And I finally come back to it when Sonic Air came out, and after playing Sonic Air, I can really tell why people really did enjoy this game. It really does show all the qualities of the game, and what truly makes this game a cult classic for people. It really just brings a cult classic to light. It gives it, an entire feeling and charm to it. It adds more to it, and it brings it into the modern age, an actual good port. Yeah. It's like his ports, his mobile ports of the first three, technically first three, classic Sonic games, CD 1 and 2, for the mobile. It's like that, and it adds so much more than even those ports can even do.
Yeah.
It adds achievements that give you extra incentives to play the game over again. It gives you a lot more like move quality of life features to the game, which allow the game to have even more like, you know, like eye candy, amazingness, great views, like, and also all the view options too for the game's like actual like quality, like like what you said, it has, you can have the blur, you can have the more native like hard sprite lines, not hard sprite lines, but like, you know, hard pixels. Like everything, you can really make the gameplay to your like wanting and need. It's worth your purchase. It's worth it because at the end of the day, you get a really good game.
Yeah.
For a really not that bad price, honestly.
And out of like again, this is for you, Jacob. This especially this bit, and like the start, and especially this bit. In my opinion, the ones that I think you would like the most is Sonic 3 Air, because you're probably thinking, well, why didn't I say that you would like the Sonic 3 Complete, because it's basically it's on the original hardware. The reason I say Sonic 3 Air is that it literally plays exactly the same, like exactly the same as the Mega Drive original. You know, and plus it hasn't been out for that long. I think it's been out for a year now, year and a half maybe. So that means they're still actively updating it, changing, you know, fixing bugs. Because don't get me wrong, this isn't the perfect, like the perfect game. Like there are still bugs in there. Some slopes in hydrosity you can get stuck on, but that's about it. You know, for your true childhood game experience, like if you want that again, get Sonic 3 Air or Sonic 3 Complete. But I would much advise you to get Sonic 3 Air, because it has 16:9. It just looks good, especially if you're gonna play it on a massive monitor, or you know, that's the version I would recommend you get, just for the features alone. If you're happy to spend, I think it's like £4 on Sonic 3 on Steam, then go for it. If you don't want to spend anything, go for Sonic 3 Complete. And the last thing I'm going to say is get Sonic Mania. Like get Sonic Mania. I don't know if you've heard what Sonic Mania is, but search it up. If you loved Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you are going to absolutely adore Sonic Mania, just because it's literally, it came out in 2017, built by fans, but under Sega, and it plays like the original games. It has like throwback levels from Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, as well as some new stages, new storyline, new boss. Like, get Sonic 3 Air and then get Sonic Mania, because Mania you can mod as well. And this is coming from a guy who literally loves his classic Sonic, which is the 2D stuff. This is coming from me, who I think I know basically anything and anything about this stuff, and I could not recommend these any more than I have done. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got to say. This has been a Sonic 3 version comparison / review for Jacob Billett, and I'm going to say what he does again. He is an amazing entrepreneur and YouTuber who goes out of his way to help people get somewhere on this platform, as well as help people out who not necessarily want anything to do with YouTube and maybe social media. He does a power networking stream where he helps. It's sort of like a shout out thing, but not. He reviews. He watches one of your videos on stream, and you're allowed to talk to people in the chat, which is the community. And who give ideas, maybe even reviews of what you're doing. It's generally one of the nicest communities out there, because everyone is so wholesome and nice in there. And it's not just gaming stuff that's in there as well. It's not just for gaming. You can have like beauty stuff, because I know there's a few people in there like that. Animal stuff, factual stuff, you know, top 10, anything like that. If you need help, he's the guy to go to, just because he's one of the nicest people out there, down to earth people out there, who really is just out there to help you with your channel. But that's not the only person I would recommend. Other people I would recommend is my good buddy KJ, my good buddy Ultra, and my good buddy Matt, and as well as, I know he's not here and he hasn't been here for the video, but my good buddy CyberJinx. He does other stuff like Jacob as well, along the same lines. But this has been the quote-unquote review for Sonic 3 in the different versions. And again, do you want to sign yourself off, guys?
Yeah, I'll go first for this one. I've been preparing myself for this for the entire thing. I got this. This time I won't mess up this time. I got it. So, yeah, no! I'm KJ, or KJ Tales 12. I do a lot of art, and you guys can always just check me out. I don't know if Gambler's gonna put the links in the description.
I
don't know what he does. Okay, Radical. Well, you'll see me down there, over there. I don't really know anymore.
And at the end of all of my videos, because he's the very sole person who made my avatar. He is one of the best artists on the platform, just because he isn't afraid to have his own style, and he allows he does commissions for people just because he likes doing art. And it's like, again, one of the nicest things to see. It's not just like someone going out their way to be like, oh, do you want this? I'll do it for you for so and so. He just does it because he likes drawing, and it's amazing art at the end of the day as well. So if you want to see an amazing artist / speed art channel, because he's been doing a lot of speed art recently, go check him out. He makes some amazing content, and again, he made my avatar. So that just goes to show you how amazing it is.
Hi everybody, I've been ULTRASONICHERO, and it's really incredible just to inspire a lot of Sonic fans out there and yourselves. So my advice to all of you, do what you love, do what your heart really desires, and keep building your way upwards, because you will find that passion, your life will be full of joy, you'll be full of rich and happiness. So that's what I'd say. So thank you very much for having me.
No worries, and obviously you know who I am. The main reason why I wanted to do this, again I said it at the start, was because one person, as you know, Jacob, really enjoyed playing this game when he was younger, because it helped him escape, and that's literally what I'm all about doing. You know, as long, like, you know, I'm sure other people out there are just making stuff to make stuff, and there are even people out there who are just doing YouTube for the money. You know, that's not what I'm here. I'm not doing that. It's a hobby, as well as I want to provide a sense of escapism, because I've been in that point where I haven't got anywhere to turn to, and that's exactly how I found the platform to begin with. I needed some way to escape from stress, the anxiety and everything that was put on me through school. I'm not going to get into that, but that's the reason why I just thought, well, if I can make someone escape from whatever's going on in their lives, I've done something good today. And that's the main reason why I do this, because there are so many people out there who have mental health issues like stress, anxiety, or even on the complete other set of the scale, who just need something to watch. And I could be that one person. I could not be, but I could be. And as long as I help one person out, that's the main thing in my opinion. Just because
I know people have been in that situation, and I've been in that situation. And hearing that Jacob was even in that situation, and this was the game that helped him out of it, that just sparked this whole idea in my head on the same live stream. So yeah, this has been in the works for a couple of days now, because I feel like trying to capture back that nostalgic feeling of playing through the game again. I feel like that would be a lot of fun to see. And even if you're still watching this, Jacob, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for all the support you've given me and everyone else in the community. You have done an amazing job with all of this, and keep up the great work. I know you don't consider yourself as a YouTuber, but you know, even if you consider you're not one, you know, that doesn't really mean anything. You know, I still think you're an amazing person. You're still doing amazing things for an amazing community. So keep up the great work, dude, and I hope to see your channel grow, because if there's anyone out of any new person I've met, your channel deserves to grow like so much, just for the amount of effort you're trying to put into people's lives and helping out people with businesses and all that. So again, keep up the great work, and I guess that's the end. So I shall see you all in the next one. Again, this is a one-off thing. If you enjoy it, I might do it in the far future again with something else, if something sparks to my mind. But if not, I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya!